Hey everyone, I'm Robbie Cornthwaite.
I'm Daniel Mullen.
I'm Angelo Costanzo.
I'm Marco Flores.
I'm Marcelo Garusca.
I'm Ian Fife.
This is Casio, and you're watching.
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 And you are watching
Purebred Reds, Adelaide United Fan TV.
Hi, I'm Daniel Mullen, former Adelaide United player and Asian Champions League winner with Western Sydney Wanderers. When it comes to any of my soccer needs, I do my shopping here at Soccer Locker. An Australian-owned and operated business, the store is located at Shop 5 of 181 to 183 Grange Road, Findon. Founded in 2017, Soccer Locker was introduced into the market to fulfil all the soccer-related needs of Australians, providing a huge range of quality clothing and equipment ranging from soccer balls, team kits, goalkeeper gear, accessories and much more. Recently arrived stock also includes stunning retro kits from some of our favourite past eras as fans of the world game. Soccer Locker is a specialist in premier range boots, Adidas and Puma, goalkeeper gear and licensed merchandise. Visit us online at www.soccerlocker.com.au with free delivery Australia-wide. So get shopping now at our Findon store, open from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. from Monday to Friday, and open Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Hello and welcome to the Purebred Reds Adelaide United Fan TV, brought to you by Soccer Locker. I'm your host this week, Jason Regan, joined by the great man himself, Mr. Purebred Reds, Ellis Gellius. How are you, mate?
Thanks for the introduction there, Jace. Quite flattering. I'm going
Thanks for
well.
asking me to host this podcast. I'm looking forward to it.
I think you've earned it after a number of weeks of getting to know each other, and it's great to be sitting in filming a Purebred Reds episode with you out of the pristine Flow FM studios here in Roseworthy.
Here we are at lovely Roseworthy. And you've got a team at your disposal. Look how far you've come.
I know. Producer Hannah in the back, and you find self-hosting. It's quite a privilege right now. I'm really having to pinch myself.
Well, let's hope that the Reds crew that get along to Cooper Stadium tonight aren't having to pinch themselves. 7:15 kickoff tonight. Don't forget to tune in to Paramount Plus if you can't get to Cooper Stadium. Catch all the action there, Ellis.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been great so far 1 week in, and we had the great Bruce Jitte on Flow FM, of course, as you recall,
yes,
on our Friday sports show last week. So it was great to have him on.
He's a star, always has been, and now he's going to be a star on Paramount Plus. Now, news for tonight in the squad: George Blackwood and Nathan Constantopoulos, they're all injured at the moment and have been ruled out of the fixture. Craig Goodwin made his comeback against Perth Glory, which is good news. He'll be available for selection, Ellis.
Yeah, absolutely. It was basically great to have him back in contention. Obviously, he had that nasty injury towards last season, absolutely killed us in the game against Sydney FC, the penultimate game that we lost during the finals last season. But a pretty much healthy squad. George Blackwood hasn't featured for a good 2 seasons since he departed last time out to go to Oxford in England. Oldham, that is, in England. So they've been used to not having him around. And as for Nathan Constant, he's just been terribly unlucky with injuries. But other than those two, pretty well a full, clean bill of health for the Reds going into this massive game against Melbourne City.
It is a big game whenever you're playing a Melbourne side. Obviously, Melbourne victory. It's all about beating those guys later in the year. But any Melbourne side will do, let's be honest.
Absolutely.
If it's wearing blue, we want to beat it.
You bet.
Now, we've got to discuss the Reds' draw against Daniel Surridge and the Glory last week. 1-1. Pretty uninspiring, but what did you make of it, mate?
Oh, look, I'm not sure I'd call it uninspiring. I think United were good in patches. Perth, being the home team, should have won this game, I think. But a great goal from Bruno Fornaroli at least got them a draw against us. But we were good value for a win, Jace, to be honest. And not many people would have expected it, particularly being a packed-out crowd in Perth with Daniel Sturridge, a world-class signing, who, of course, the Perth Glory owner, again here on Flow FM. We've interviewed Tony Sage, a good friend of ours here in the studios at Flow FM. But Perth Glory will probably consider themselves the least fortunate side on that occasion not to win. But I thought we played quite well, and I was surprised by it. Carl Veart will be inspired by the performance going into the game against Melbourne City tonight.
Well, let's have a look at our record against Melbourne City. It's pretty good by all reports. 14 out of 30 matches in the W column, 4 points, the 3 points coming the Reds' way. And I'm loving the mood lighting here in our magnificent Flow FM studios at the moment. Talk about purebred Reds. This studio is purebred red right now, mate.
You bet. You bet.
Last couple of seasons, the Reds have taken care of City in Adelaide. No, I won't say comfortably, but they've got the W. Now, even when they haven't been expected to win, they've managed to find a way to get it done. What about tonight? Does that past record play into our hands at all, or is it just a new season start again?
Look, I think, of course, past records play a part. I think we kind of have them covered in that regard. Since pre-COVID, we've been making light work of them at Cooper Stadium. So it's been great to see, particularly when the chips have been down for whatever reason against Melbourne City when they've come to visit us here at Cooper Stadium. We've been really good. And I'd expect much the same. The difference will be that we're playing Melbourne City as champions for the first time back here at Cooper Stadium. I think they ascended to a completely different level towards the end of last season after we'd had our battles with them when they went and won the championship against Sydney FC, on demand, of course, because of all their players being away on Socceroos duty. I really believe that they've gone to a new level. So, of course, they'll have that in their locker coming to play us at Cooper Stadium on Saturday night. But, look, for us, the record's there. It's in the bag. We've been really, really good against them, even away from home at times. But at Cooper Stadium, we've really kind of bossed them on many occasions. And I just fear, the star-studded team that they're going to bring, and also the fact that Mathew Leckie may well return, the Adelaide United prodigy, which he once was, of course, now a Socceroos first team starter and has been to various World Cups, but very much produced here in South Australia. And I'm kind of worried about him coming back with a bit of a point to prove against the club that made him. But aside from that, Jamie McLaren, he's been in such hot form on recent occasions coming to Adelaide, and he's been kept completely quiet. So I am very intrigued by how this one's going to pan out.
Looking forward to it as well. Where are your seats? Where are your seats as well? But in particular, your seats at Cooper Stadium. If you haven't got them, get them.
Absolutely. Some people won't like to hear it, but they need 2 jabs to get in, of course, Jace, which is a whole other talking point that we'll
definitely another topic.
We'll avoid for now. But look, my seats will be in the northern end, of course, where the Active Bay find themselves.
All right, that's good. Now, last time we played them, we talked about a good record against these guys. They belted us 4-1 en route to the championship. So, look, I don't know. Carl Veart, you've talked about him, but Kusini Yengi, how good has he been? Silenced some doubters as well. So that bodes well, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot's been made of the fact that we haven't gone out and signed a guaranteed experienced striker, and we've gone with Kusini Yengi instead, who was sort of everyone's favourite, particularly after Ahassan Toure went to MacArthur, and we publicised that here on Flow, of course. But look, Kusini in various patches last season, particularly against Melbourne Victory, had some great moments, and
fan favourite.
Yeah, for sure. And he's a big boy. He's got goals in him. And I think given that we've gone with this ethos of blooding youngsters at Adelaide United, he's proving those that didn't quite have the confidence in him leading the line this season wrong thus far after scoring the opening goal last weekend against Perth Glory. So I think it makes sense to go with Kusini right now. Of course, Adelaide United have the benefit of the January transfer window if things don't really work out, but touch wood, that's not what's going to happen, and we'll see Kusini bagging plenty of goals. There's also rumours that he's got a bit of a $800,000 transfer release clause on his head.
Boy.
As requested by, there's been some inquiries made by some French clubs, and Adelaide United, contrary to media reports, have actually put an $800,000 price tag on his head. So,
fair enough.
Yeah, so if he scores goals, you could expect that may well be triggered earlier than the club would like, and they would then have to go on and replace him quite hastily. But for now, I think we can say that we're in safe hands with Kusini leading the line, Jace?
800,000 is going to buy you a fair replacement, though. So that's a good insurance policy. You can't argue with that. Luis Dorigo became the youngest Red ever to get to 50 games over the weekend, and he's going to play a lot more in this competition. But how many more will he play? When is the inevitable move for him going to come?
Oh, well, I mean, he's an Adelaide boy, so hopefully it's not inevitable.
Well, when I say inevitable, I mean, for as long as he plays in the A-League, he's a Red, folks. He's a Red. But inevitably, there's going to be an opportunity for overseas. He is that good.
That is for sure the case, but the first barrier he has to get over is actually making sure he's in the starting team at Adelaide United. Now, he replaced Isaias, the club legend, when Isaias departed 2 years ago, but of course this season Isaias has returned, and so Luis Dorigo, who's played so well in the absence of Isaias, who he replaced, now finds himself ironically once again somewhat on the outer when it at least comes to fan opinion, with Isaias being back in the team. How do you blood Dorigo in that midfield now? It's become an issue because you've also got One Day and Mork and various others too. So Dorigo's
really problem to have.
It can be, but it can also unbalance things quite badly too when you've got unhappy players sniping on the sidelines. Now, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that Dorigo is unhappy, but he needs to be on his best game and really on his toes to make sure that he is, if he's not starting every week, he's at least getting 30 minutes off the bench. But I'm confident with how good of a young talent he is and how much experience he already has at the tender age of 21, I believe, that, you know, he'll make all the right strides now. And of course, you know, it's a summer season, hard pitches. There's every chance one of those old Spanish guys is going to go down at some stage. Hopefully they don't, of course, but he will get his opportunities, Luis Dorigo, and it's great to see that, you know, he is still in contention and he hasn't sort of let his tail come between his legs, given that Isaias has come back unexpectedly and it's forced him out.
Well, it's also a problem when you don't have Asian football through the week, and Cup football's just about done. What are we, semi-final stage now? So it's not like there's going to get midweek opportunities to get into that starting lineup either. So I understand your point there. But all right, let's discuss Melbourne City. They beat Brisbane 2-1 last weekend's opener. Of course, we know they're the champs. We've talked about that already. How are they going to approach the game against us? Are they going to go all-out attack? They've got some weapons up front. Or are they going to be content to sit back, play on the counter-attack and just look to score once or twice?
I think the latter. I think they've gone with that approach in the past, particularly at Cooper Stadium, but I think they need to go with a conservative look here. Don't try and overawe themselves. Let Adelaide United do all the work on the ball and just sit back. They've got so much talent in that team, Jace, that any mistake Adelaide United make, and I'm sure with the level of inexperience that we do unfortunately have in that starting 11, mistakes are going to happen. We saw experienced players like Jordan Elsie make mistakes against Melbourne City that they very much capitalised on last season. So I firmly believe that City will come out. It won't be all guns blazing. They'll let themselves find a rhythm and they'll pounce on mistakes. And I'm sure that, if they execute things the way that we know they can, they'll be the beneficiaries of potentially some mistakes. Of course, touch wood, hopefully that's not the case.
So you're expecting to see the Blues or the City on the counter-attack, effectively. That's what we're looking at. They'll sit back, they'll defend properly as they do. They're strong in defence, pretty quick through the midfield as well, but we're not expecting to see too much of the long ball, you don't think?
No, not at all. I think they'll look to utilise... Jamie McLaren in behind on the counter-attack. I think that works best, and when he's on his day, there's no chance any defence can really take care of him, and let alone ours, who haven't really gelled together and played together.
So how do we counteract that? Obviously, we're going to get more of the ball, I think, possession-wise. So does that mean we just have to utilise and be efficient with it? Because they're going to sit back. They're going to be a hard nut to crack. So we want to score from set pieces. What's the plan?
I think you want to get someone like Ben Hallen making plenty of decoy runs. You want to feed Craig Goodwin the ball in wide positions where he's not having to play with his back to the defenders. And you basically want to unleash the shackles off of Stefan Mork, let him play a complete free roaming role. And I think that's going to give us the best chance.
Prediction time. Who wins?
Look,
Do we even need to ask that? It's the Purebred Reds podcast. I mean, come on.
it pains me to say it, Jace.
Don't even.
I love your optimism, but
Don't even.
I think we're going to do well to get out of this one with a draw.
Let's take a point and move on
Yeah.
as quickly as we can. Now, before we go, the Here for the Game anti-gambling campaign that the club has recently put out. Now, I understand Purebred Reds, you in particular, have had some involvement with this. Tell us what it is.
Yeah, so obviously it's the campaign with the state government to promote anti-gambling, which is a great cause. Now, Adelaide United say in their own PR that they've knocked back various lucrative sponsorship deals with gambling entities. So therefore, they've decided, well, we're not going to do that, and we're going to go in the direction of promoting anti-gambling. So they put this campaign together, and the advertising agency that were behind doing this utilised the services of Purebred Reds, and I'm proud to say basically the entire cast is made up of people that are connected to Purebred Reds. So,
oh, wow. Yeah. Hang on a minute. I didn't get a gig in this. What's the first I'm hearing about it?
Well, your Wikipedia page will show that you've just had your debut now in the beautiful Flow Studios here. So.
Oh, I love it. Thank you very much. I didn't know I had a Wikipedia page, folks, by the way. Look me up on Wiki, all right?
I'm going to make it when I get home.
Good man. Your best bet, pardon the pun, is Soccer Locker for all of your soccer gear. Is that where you go? Surely it is.
It is, yeah. No.
What's the last thing you got from Soccer Locker?
And I made an inquiry into Celtic gear.
Oh, my.
And the owner got a bit cheesed off because he's a big Rangers fan. So I suddenly went, oh, did I say Celtic? But no, they're great. The full range of all retro gear, off-field products, any of the latest soccer range in any kind of capacity. It's all there at Soccer Locker, particularly Adelaide United gear and cheap gear too. So get in there and give the boys in there, Jamie and Costa, a holler.
Indeed. So thanks, Soccer Locker, for helping us put this video together, and also to Flow FM. Here we are in the beautiful Roseworthy studios. For letting us use them. In fact, a whole heap of screens just lit up there. I don't know what I did. So they know we're talking about them, I think, here at Flow FM. But that's us for now. Ellis Gellius, well done, mate. Purebred Reds, enjoy the game tomorrow night. Good luck.